guys, and welcome back. Today is a more serious sort of video. There's a guy I've been following for quite a while now. His name is Brian Johnson, and he's basically this guy who's extremely dedicated to being healthy and showing humanity just how healthy you can be. So much so that he's actually turned himself into a science experiment where he has like 50 pills a day, perfect sunlight exposure with some machines or whatever, perfect temperature, perfect exercise, perfect diet, everything. He has a bunch of scientists like working for him and stuff. He's just optimized his health per se, right? And he claims to have slowed down his aging to that of a 10-year-old, and he's actually 46 years old, which is pretty impressive, right? Now, a lot of people think he's this creepy vampire or something because like I think he took like blood samples from his son or something, but he's basically kind of doing God's work here because all of his research is for the betterment of humanity, right? Now he's just posted this video, which I didn't know was actually going on with him, but my ex-fiance sued me for $9 million. So he was going through a messy divorce and she accused him of a bunch of things that were apparently not true. So I skimmed through the video a little bit and I definitely thought we need to watch this together. So let's check this out.
Hi everyone. 2.5 years ago on a normal Tuesday morning, I was going about my normal routine and I received an email from a lawyer that attached a 13-page letter from my former fiance. This letter accused me of all sorts of, quote, perverse and abusive behavior. It was a shocking email to receive. Never would I have expected this thing to arrive in my email box. At the time, there was a lot of accusations being made about a lot of people, and I knew that many people were losing their jobs and their careers over this time. And I was
okay, so I think he's referring to just like sort of Me Too type of stuff going on or whatever, and false accusations being like thrown around as well. Obviously, a bunch of real accusations as well. Now, unfortunately, we are in a state of society where when somebody comes forward with accusations, they are pretty much unanimously believed, at least at the start. Now we've been starting to question things after we've gotten so many cases wrong, like the internet has gotten so many cases wrong. You know, people are starting to question stuff a little more, but those accusations still remain and genuinely starts like ruining people's lives. We had the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation, which was publicized a bunch, but seems like similar situations going on here.
Right in the thick of it. I never imagined myself to be there. As I read through the letter, trying to make sense of reality, it was a state of paralysis I've never experienced before. I spent the day talking to friends, I spoke to my attorneys, and we were trying to figure out what to do. Universally, the advice I received from everyone was settle it, remain private. Don't take this into the public sphere because one's reputation can be eternally tarnished and it's very hard to come back from. And it felt devastating to me. The accusations felt like an injustice. And I went to bed that night realizing that this was one of the most significant moments of my life. That even though this was commonplace in society, it was happening everywhere, and it would have been easy to settle, it just didn't feel right to me. And I went to bed that night wondering what I should do. And the next morning, I woke up, and I felt a firm conviction that I needed to stand up for myself.
Okay, this is something I 100% respect over here. So if somebody accuses you of an accusation that is not true, and you know, you just take it lying down, basically what, as he'll tell you later, basically what happens is she asks for money or whatever, and it would be so easy because he's worth bajillion dollars, right? Could just give her some money, make her shut up, right? Essentially. But if those accusations are false, then essentially anybody could do that to you over and over and over again, and you're just gonna have to take it lying down. So if somebody is committing an injustice, it is your right and your responsibility to fight back, especially in a court of law, and for everyone to see who's actually right or wrong in the situation. And obviously bringing up the Johnny Depp situation as well, just that whole fiasco of, should I just, you know, deal with this psycho woman over here? I have tons of money, I can just make her shut up, or do I fight for what's actually right, you know?
To take this course. And now 2.5 years later, it has finally
2.5 years. That's insane.
But it has been devastating. It has been costly. It has been stressful. It has been ruinous in so many ways. And I hope that my experience going through this and sharing it with you will somehow make society better. And so what I've done is I've written out
Poor guy, man.
what I'm going to say today because I've carefully thought about what I'm going to say. Not something I wanted to just riff on generally as I explain the details. So if you bear with me, I'll go through the entirety of what has happened over the past 2.5 years. My former fiance threatened to make scandalous public accusations about me unless I paid her $9 million in 1 week.
That is absolutely, completely insane. This is not a woman who wants justice, okay? This is not a woman who's been wronged or a woman who feels like she's trying to get justice for what happened to her or something. If you're asking for $9 million from somebody in 1 week, your intentions are clear with just that ask, okay? You understand that your husband's an extremely rich man and he can afford this massive payment here. And he loved you at one point, so he might be inclined to actually go through with it. But of course, this guy decided to stand up for himself.
2 years later, a judge ordered her to pay me $500,000 for the fees I had spent defending my innocence.
So after 2 years, he was proven innocent over here. So 2 freaking years, man. The court system is so long and so tedious and so unbelievably annoying to deal with, man. Like, God help you if you have a false accusation levied against you. I've seen a bunch of people talking about this on just like comment section, Reddit, Twitter, everywhere.
Accusation economy.
So many similar stories.
So how did this happen? It started on April 6th, 2021, that morning I was telling you about, with a 13-page letter from her attorneys. Quote, redacted, is willing to settle all of her claims against Mr. Johnson and his companies for $9 million, ... This was surprising because after over a year of our relationship ending, for the first time ever, she was accusing me of a wide range of, quote, abusive and pervasive behaviors. Through her attorneys, she threatened to make her allegations public if I didn't pay her that $9 million in 1 week. Receiving this, WTF. What claims? What wrongdoing? Is this April Fool's? Am I being punked? I am so confused.
That is a absolutely terrifying thing to wake up to, knowing that the person you love and have been in a relationship for several years and even have kids with could just one day decide, hey, I'm gonna destroy your entire life forever. And it's the person you loved at one point and you thought all your secrets are safe with them and they're gonna protect you and be your partner in this world. But that's what I always say, like, in this world, always keep an open heart, you know, of course. You should love, be open, be vulnerable with your partners and all that, but never put 100% into somebody, okay? I'm just gonna say life is it's a single player game, okay? Even if you have the best partner in the world and you spend your entire days together, it's still a single player game because your thoughts are your own. Every single moment of every day is not gonna be spent with another person. So, you know, you need to be sort of secure with yourself and happy with yourself alone as well. And that's when a partner can work out or whatever. Jesus Christ, man. This is pretty much every man's nightmare, especially if you're a social media celebrity or, you know, something to do in the online space or influencer celebrity type of shit. Just the accusation can ruin your life. It doesn't need to be proved. We've seen it with tons of people. So I don't know, man.
This is a person whom I'd once had the most beautiful relationship with, and now she was unrecognizable to me.
Oftentimes this is the case.
I double-clicked on the email and I started reading the letter, and the contents were shocking. I felt paralyzed. What was even more shocking was that my fiance and I had signed a separation agreement a year earlier when ending our relationship. We both agreed to walk our separate ways. It was clear that she and her attorneys were gambling that they would put enough pressure on me of my reputation being tarnished publicly that I would pay up and settle privately.
Yeah, $9 million is a bit insane.
Blinded by their greed,
like,
to take advantage of her vulnerabilities.
Man, if you wanted money, ask for a quick meal. He might have even given you a meal. I don't know. But 9 mil, I mean, that's probably burns a hole in his pocket as well. I mean, is he a billionaire? I'm not sure. Still, it's a ton of money, man.
Exploit my wealth. After over 6 months of threatening to destroy me, with more serious allegations in her, quote, podcast, a book deal, and a potential TV series, the attorneys who sent the demand letter never filed a complaint
TV
or
series?
Produced a single piece of evidence to support the allegations.
She was pulling a Jada Pinkett Smith
Then
here, man.
She got
Ain't no
new
way.
attorneys. Seeing that threats alone were insufficient, they filed a case in court and tried to make me look like a monster. I successfully moved part of the case into arbitration, where we had agreed to resolve any disputes. As their legal losses mounted, they became increasingly unhinged in what they were willing to say. Sadly, global media ate it up. On March 31st,
as they always
2023,
without
After
any
extensive
research.
motions, depositions, and discovery, the arbitrator dismissed all her causes of action that had been referred to arbitration and ordered that my accuser pay me $500,000 to reimburse attorney's fees I'd been forced to spend defending my innocence.
I mean, $500,000 is literally nothing to this guy. And the fact that he had to go through 2 years of just humiliation, emotional turmoil, reputation being ruined, like the opportunity cost, the damages, that's worth tons more than $500,000. I feel like if she was demanding $9 million, she should be paying $9 million, which she doesn't have. She should be driven into bankruptcy at this point. This is inhumane to do to somebody. A false accusation is probably one of the most disgusting things a human being can do because, invalidates real victims, victimizes somebody who's not a victim. It's just horrible.
The ruling and award were confirmed by an active Superior Court judge on September 29th, 2023. After years of litigation, the corroborating evidence my accuser had of any of my accused wrongdoings, nothing. Not a single thing.
Classic. How am I not surprised?
And considering
at that?
my accuser's attempt to invalidate the separation agreement she had signed, the arbitrator, a well-respected retired judge, pointed out that my accuser's, quote, undisputed conduct and testimony refute her claims. In other words, my accuser's own evidence contradicted her own story.
That is amazing. This is literally another Amber Heard right here, where your own testimonies are contradicting everything you say. I don't know what to say, man. I feel really, really bad for this guy. No man should ever have to go through this. No person should ever have to go through this.
This is noteworthy as my accuser's day job is chief storytelling officer at an implantable medical device company where trust is life and death.
Amazing.
This entire thing
Irony.
has been bizarre and surreal. My accuser's attorney were sanctioned by the judge, a severe reprimand that courts reserve for truly egregious behavior, for making, as the judge wrote, quote, serious allegations factually and legally baseless and frivolous, unquote. Her lawyers were ordered to pay the court a fine of $2,500.
$2,500? Are these people kidding? That is literally nothing compared to the scale of this case. Are you, what?
Settlement discussions, I insisted her attorneys pay some of what she owed for their complicitness. It would have been so easy to relent and quietly make this go away. That's what nearly everyone does, but I am not guilty. And they gave me no choice but to spend 2 years litigating to defend my innocence. Giving in and paying up would have been an injustice to me, an injustice to society, enabling this twisted practice. This legal fight was ugly and awful. Honestly, the worst.
I can
the
imagine.
The most hurtful part of the whole ordeal was that she spoke about our relationship in ways that were unrecognizable to me.
This oftentimes does happen. Like, you think you know a person. You've been with them for 8-10 years, and suddenly they've picked a side and they've picked their story and they conform their entire reality to that story. I've always said this, but it is insane the things people do for clout.
For example, when she was sadly diagnosed with a serious health condition, I rearranged my life and worked beside her nonstop to beat it. We flew around the country together, exploring clinical trials and meeting with doctors. Together, we conducted extensive research into additional therapies and tests. It was our shared, omnipresent focus. When tests showed that she was in the clear and it was time to celebrate her new lease on life, who was the one person in the world that she invited to be by her side at this sacred event? Me. She honored my unwavering devotion to her well-being. The case is now wrapped and behind us.
This is like the worst person this could possibly happen to. Like, from the content I've seen, this guy just seemed like just the nicest guy ever. I don't know, maybe he had a demon past or something, but from what I've seen, I cannot believe this has happened to such a nice and genuinely good human being.
With a promise that she won't sue me again. A provision the previous agreement didn't have, and which allowed her and her attorneys to weaponize the legal system for over 2 years. Their strategy was to inflict maximum pain and suffering on me so that I would pay up privately.
Insane.
They miscalculated my tenaciousness and resolve and their strategy backfired, inflicting collateral damage upon themselves. One of her attorneys
Pokemon
is
hit
no
himself
longer
in
with that
confusion.
firm, and my accuser's health sadly deteriorated within the blast radius of her own creation. My accuser has been astonishingly pernicious. Nonetheless, I choose again to support her as she works through her health and well-being.
He's a better man than I am. I'm just saying. By the way, my throat's killing me right now. I can't even talk for some reason. Dude, holy shit, man. Still supporting her through this? I think he's being too generous at this point. Holy shit, dude. I would not support her at this point.
Settlement funds she owes me will be routed to a trust I established for her medical needs. She is the sole beneficiary.
That is insane. The same money that he's winning from this court case, he's diverting to her health. This guy is a saint, man. Actual saint. Holy shit.
Only person who can access the trust. I won't keep a penny of what she pays as part of the judgment. I know many of you may be thinking that this situation is something that happens to other people and something that won't happen to you. The thing that's relevant
God, I
here
hope not.
is that every minute of every day, each of us invests our efforts into building our reputations. We show up on time. We're respectful. We offer sympathy. We help out. We tell the truth. We apologize when we're at fault. We tell the truth. Our reputation is our life currency. Then, in one moment, a headline can cause everyone you love and care about to question everything they thought they knew about you. A lifetime of work is now in question.
It takes years to build a reputation, 1 second to destroy it from some bastard mother flipper over here. Oh my god. I'm enraged. So like the reason I'm not talking is because my throat's killing me. I'm like sucking on a strepsil right now. Holy shit, man.
It's great entertainment when it's about someone else, something entirely different when it's about you. It has been no fun having my name dragged through the mud without the ability to comment. Quote, innocent until proven guilty, unquote, is a bedrock of our society.
No.
In
Guilty
recent
until
years,
proven
it has been
innocent.
weaponized
Remember
and
Twitter?
exploited as guilty until proven innocent has been de facto by mob rule, ruining people's careers, lives, and reputations, taking away from those who legitimately need the legal system. It has created a booming underground economy that has destabilized societal trust by straining our bonds. Our societal fabric is fragile, woven together by a shared trust.
I wonder if he's calling for action over here. I don't know what else he could do other than instruct the goddamn media to not spread stories until something is confirmed, you know? Until the courts have done their ruling. Stop canceling people before the evidence is presented. Like, I don't know why people can't understand that. They're so giddy with excitement to jump on someone and ruin their entire life. It is insane until it happens to you, you know? It's all nice and dandy. You're enjoying it until it happens to you. Then holy shit, it's not fun, is it?
Accusation strategy she used is corrosive to that shared stability. I hope that more people stand up to this dark and twisted practice. For those of you interested in more context and detail on the events that transpired, I'll share a few things with you. Before I received the 13-page scorched earth letter in April of 2021, my accuser sent me a letter in September of 2020 where she praised my integrity, she spoke of our shared love and emphasized the reciprocal care that we'd shown for each other. I'll put on the screen here a court filing that has the quotes from her letter to me.
Okay, let's see. All right, she contacted Mr. Johnson seeking money, did not allege any wrongdoing. She spoke of her immense love, his integrity, and reciprocal care. Yeah, with love, gratitude, admiration. How does this shit all change, man? You just like flip your mind for a second and you're like, okay, the person I love, I'm gonna just turn on them, ruin their entire life. Unbelievable. How can people do this and sleep at night? I genuinely do not get it. One thing I wanted to point out, the people who just blindly support victims when they come out, they are just as part to blame in this issue because you cannot support a victim when you are not confirmed that they are a victim. And it's like they have this absurd logic of, oh, it's better to support a potential victim than a potential abuser, which makes no sense if they're not victim and abuser, you fucking idiot. Like, goddamn, man, these Twitter mother flippers, swear to God.
When that tactic didn't work, she and her attorneys sought to disparage me and create scandal. And this is what I mentioned before, as their legal losses mounted, they became increasingly unhinged in what they were willing to say. For example, they accused me of bribing the arbitrator. They were trying to embarrass me and pressure me into private settlement. You can see, as my court filing put it, when they tried this, the judge wasn't having their bribery fiction. She found the attorneys, quote, acted acted with reckless disregard for the truth and law in making the accusations, and, quote, violated their duties and respect and honesty.
I've oftentimes said that there's two types of lawyers. There's the good lawyers who defend the law, and then there's the scumbag mother flipper lawyers, the Better Call Saul pieces of shit, you know? Where it's funny when it's a TV show. It's not funny when it's real life, you know? The people who are like just trying to ruin somebody's life in any means possible, right? They know the truth. They ignore the truth, you know?
The judge severely reprimanded the attorneys for making, quote, frivolous, unquote, claims with, quote, no evidence, unquote, to support them, quote, undermining the dignity and integrity of the court's proceedings.
Denied as superfluous.
The judge sanctioned the attorneys $2,500.
Unsubstantiated claims of corruption, fraud, and misconduct. I can't believe it's only $2,500 against the attorneys. Are you kidding me? Seems a little low, doesn't it? You can say they're just doing their jobs,
Then, of
but
course,
clearly they're not,
there
right? I mean,
were global headlines that ate up all of this and led many to believe that I am a monster. And to that, I say, press, why do you gotta be like this?
that was so funny.
Okay, there you have it. I'm free. I feel relief.
Let's go, man.
2.5 years of hell. It's been, honestly, like almost a full-time job responding to all the legal complications of this case. It was just a relentless situation. So many times I wanted to give up and justify and say, you know what, I'm much better off spending my time doing this and that. Just pay the money and move on. And I continually thought that this is bigger than me. This really is about how we conduct ourselves in society, that we really do have this naked trust of each other in everything we do. And these kinds of things severely debilitate our ability to build the future we want. So I know when I was going through this process, when I was in shock and paralysis from these accusations and staring at the real possibility that I would lose it all, I wanted to find a public example of somebody who had stood up and said, you know what, no.
Johnny Depp? Johnny Depp?
Doing
Is he going to say Johnny Depp?
And I couldn't find any. And
Oh,
I'm sure
damn.
there have been. I
Okay.
just have been unaware. I hope that this case helps others who find themselves in a similar predicament. That when they're faced with this kind of situation, they too choose to not let the injustice pass. It behooves all of us that we build a society where we are innocent until proven guilty, and that the accusation economy does not have the power to derail our reputations and careers and lives. It's not good for
100%,
any
man.
one of us.
100%, for sure.
With that, signing out, I'm on to the next chapter of life. I hope this is edifying, and I hope that we build a better future because of it.
Amazing. Honestly, what a strong guy. What a strong guy going through that. And what an amazing person, amazing human being. Still using the money, the $500,000 that she was supposed to pay, and spending it back into her treatment. She did not deserve this guy. This guy was an angel sent from heaven. Unbelievable. Even after all that, I would let her die. I would let her rot, honestly. But wow. Greg Doucette, sucks to falsely accused of anything. Trusting your partner for so many years and seeing them be capable of such horrific things must have been a horrible experience. As a woman, I hate that there are the women that file false claims for money or revenge or politics. Never settle a lawsuit when you've done nothing wrong. So proud of you, inspiring that you fought a 2-year battle, stood up as a man. Deeply sad that amazing human being like Ryan Foster goes through something, fought a 2-year quote battle, and still was achieving recurring 100 out of 100 sleeping score, 30-day streams. Just wow. That's really funny because, Brian Johnson's really into all that health stuff, and yeah, goddamn, pretty funny. To those of you out there who are fighting the good fight against false accusations, there will be light one day, And yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.